Welcome to another installment of School of Hard Thoughts podcast. This is episode number 26.
Welcome to the show. I'm Adrian Davis. As always, we have to give a shout out to where we're at right now. Famous Sam's Golf Links in Colts at 7129 East Golf Links Road. We're getting closer and closer to football season.
The foosball.
Which is what they do best. They any game, any Sunday that's on, they will find it for you. They've got about 28 million TVs. All high def, all high quality. So if you want some obscure game, you're probably going to get it. They're really good with the U of A too, basketball and football.
Absolutely.
And that's not even to mention the drink specials and the amazing new menu.
They got a really great new menu. Come down and check it out. And they also usually keep one TV for really obscure stuff. I saw the electrician out, invitational finals or something. They made it like. Oh, I'm Green Kaywood, by the way. Good to meet you. Good to see you again. I'm very excited about today's podcast. We have a very, what do they call that? Hip, viral, something. What is the word?
Yeah, well, viral is the word.
Okay, good.
But he's actually just a talented young man, so this is a learning experience for anybody who's in media. Do your pre-show prep. I forgot to ask you how to pronounce your last name, so I'm gonna go ahead and just mangle it. If I mangle it, I don't think that's the way it is. But we want to welcome,
I don't know. Let's
welcome a very, very interesting young man, comedian and activist, Alex Kack.
Yeah.
Spot on.
Oh man.
Spot on with the name. It's it sounds like cock from New England.
Right. And is the K or C silent? Last name.
Depends on whether
none of it's cat. You know?
Gotcha.
It's like you're coughing.
Cat, get in the cat.
That's
Get
awesome.
in the cat.
So, this also is an NSFW show, so
Yeah.
now that we're just cacking
Just
around
so you
here.
We start this show almost with every interview. Who's Alex?
Which Alex? That's, I think it was the most common like name for like men, and I think one of them for women for 4 years around the time I was born. It's a very late '80s, early '90s.
Who's your version of Alex?
Yeah.
Not nearly as impressive as people seem to think on the internet right now.
So you mentioned so there's this internet, this thing called the internet, in which you're listening to us on, and why are you all of a sudden the big man on campus with the internet? What happened?
Oh man, I laughed at some racists at a city council meeting.
Yeah.
So tell us what was going on at the city council meeting. How old are you?
I'm 28.
What's a 28-year-old guy doing at the city council?
So I was actually there with my colleagues. So I'm a field organizer for the People's Defense Initiative here in Tucson, working on the Sanctuary City campaign, Tucson Families Bringing Together. It's a citizen-led initiative. It'd actually be the first citizen-led initiative to get sanctuary city status in the country in history, which is pretty cool.
It's very cool.
But the city council meeting was happening there. Part of it was the mayor and council were going to formally place this measure on the ballot for suicide on this fall. So it was a capstone of a lot of work that my colleagues and I had done for the last many months, and we were just there because we were excited.
Right. So you're there at the meeting, and this is another wonderful Zyra Olivier led thing, and Zyra went up to speak, and then after...
It was a barn burner, by the way. Did you see that speech?
Oh,
Yeah, we did.
reposted it.
Yeah, she was on our show last week
killed
too.
it.
So yeah.
Standing ovation. Here's one of the best parts. So this isn't in the clip obviously, but we got a standing ovation, but it actually got much louder after a few seconds. People from Arizona Patriots were there and started kind of overly heckling some of their kind of hateful speech, and the audience just basically almost clapped in support of her. And I think even a handful of people were in there, maybe weren't with us, or maybe I don't know if they had their minds made up on it or not. I feel like really joining the moment is a really cool thing to be a part of.
Right. So that happens, and then toward the end of the meeting, something else specifically happened that kind of led to you becoming a viral figure on the internet.
About 45 seconds later, yeah.
Yeah.
The mood shifted in that room real fast.
Tell us about that.
Yeah. So okay, so she's done giving the speech, and then okay, so you guys are out.
They have the formal vote.
Right. Right.
And yeah, and then the same people that were doing some heckling kind of through the whole meeting decided that they would stand up with their big gulps and their signs. So you got to get that 44-ounce soda in before you do it. And yeah, and just started yelling. Just like she had something pre-scripted. It looked like she was reading, and then she was also just like yelling, just like crazy, like hateful things. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, if you look at the video, I mean, you can see there's a lot of people that are just like walking away from it. Like almost as soon as it happens, people are just like, "Get me out!
Get me the hell out of here! Get me away from them! I don't know them."
Well, your reaction was actually not only appropriate and fitting, but very unique.
Yeah.
How did you react?
I just laughed. I was sitting very close to them, as you can see that.
Yeah,
video.
if you see in the video.
And so it's just like, you know, it's actually, and I said this in an earlier interview, but it wasn't the first time I like laughed and like kind of had to try to muffle it, like during that meeting, at them specifically.
Right.
Because they had been going the whole time, not in that fashion, not like standing up and yelling, but they'd been like making like stupid comments like to themselves, like just loud enough for the people that were like right there to hear it.
Sure.
You know, like one of my favorite ones was literally right at the beginning of meetings. Like I don't know if you've ever been to one, but like they all start the same. There's like a prayer from some local faith group, and then the Pledge of Allegiance. Everyone's standing reciting the pledge, and this group, the Arizona Patriots, like changing and like adding words to the Pledge of Allegiance to like fit their agenda.
That's so bizarre.
Yeah.
That's really weird.
There's an irony there, right?
Yeah, there's
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the antithesis of what they're supposed to stand for.
I think
but
irony
it kind of tells you what they really stand for.
Irony is I was about to say, that's a very generous way to put it. And so for those of you that haven't caught on now, you are the one that was laughing hysterically online in your green polo, you know. And how many? Are you going to cash in on this? Are you going to say like, "Hey, sales of green shirts going up. Listen, let's throw some Alex's way."
Let's clarify. At some point, somebody hashtagged green shirt,
Yeah.
and associated it with it, and it just went completely viral.
Yeah, I went from 700 Twitter followers to I think 58,000.
Damn.
Oh, wow.
And what kind of time span did that take?
I think the first day of it, I was like up over 30, and by the end of last night, I was up over 50, and this morning I was like 58 or something like that.
Damn. So it's just exponentially growing.
As far as cashing in, I guess like I'll avoid the question. Like yes and no, I guess.
You can avoid the question.
What, like,
It was a bad question.
No, it's not. Actually, we and I say we because I mean the campaign.
Sure, right.
We have T-shirts and stuff that we're gonna have for pre-order. To be honest, this all happened so fast. Like,
Right.
There's no real way to like have them made. Unfortunately.
What do you mean you don't have 70,000 shirts ready to go right now?
Right? You're not the NFL.
Yeah, exactly.
It was actually kind of stressful because we were like trying to figure it out. Because people started like almost immediately. People started like sending me things, like family and friends, where like other people online were like for profit selling things related to it, like
Right.
T-shirts that said "Green Shirt Guy," or like literally T-shirts and coffee mugs and stuff like with my face on them.
Right.
And then people strangers around the internet kept asking me if there was like merchandise and stuff. I mean, the thing that I was doing is people were buying green polos like just from Amazon and stuff, but it was a very specific like brand that I was wearing, so I started joking about it.
So I read an article about that, and it was, I can't remember the company.
Penguin, original
Yeah,
Penguin.
right.
Yeah.
So it's a Penguin, a polo, just a men's cotton polo.
Yeah.
And they're out of them now.
Yeah. They're sold out.
So they kind of owe you some money.
Yeah.
Well, so shout out to them because they're actually hooking me up.
Are they? Very
yeah.
cool, very cool.
Yeah, they said they're sending me a bunch of clothes. They offered like let me pick them out, and I
That's
thought
great.
I'm gonna be honest, I got like really like nervous and kind of embarrassed. Like I didn't want to like over ask.
Right,
like,
right.
You know, 'cause they also make like some like you know like jackets and suits and stuff.
Right.
I didn't want to like ask for like a high ticket item and be embarrassed. So I just like I just told them like some shirts and shorts and stuff and pick them out yourself because I didn't know that was too uncomfortable for me.
Right.
Like I feel like getting used to doing the interviews and stuff, but it was like talking to the social media guy from like my favorite clothing brand. Was like,
a little bit surreal to say the least, I bet.
yeah, it really was. Yeah, I mean, I started like kind of jockeying them online. Like it wasn't like I own a lot of their clothes. I would sleep in their clothes last night.
So, tell me more about this. And I know you don't represent them. In fact, you're fighting against them. But it's good to know your enemy. So just tell me what you do know about the Arizona Patriots.
So there's like it's hard to say exactly because there's like the things that I know, which is like the interactions that like I've watched people have with them that like I personally know I'm close to. I've been politically active in Arizona for a while, but I moved away for the last couple of years. I just got back into town a couple of months ago, really, and they kind of came about and organized in that gap where I play. But they show up at different events. They held rallies. And circulated with a lot of like very fringe and like hateful groups. And it's always that again. It's that irony thing, like people who will like fly flags that like are representative of like literal like historical like enemies of this country.
Exactly. Yeah. Well,
like,
you can say it. You can say the Confederate flag.
Yeah, like the Confederate flag. Like I don't know if I personally can't say that they like I've seen them do like a swastika or anything like that, but like similar groups have obviously these big rallies and brought those types of people out and stuff like that all across the country. And so to me, like there's always this disconnect between this like kind of weird like all these different far right movements and this like weird embrace of like I don't know,
nationalism.
Yeah, like of this country, like specifically, like obviously, like, you know, this country, like every country, has like some dark history, but
the point of this place is that we're supposed to learn from our mistakes and collectively get better and try to help each other out along the way, build each other up, not tear each other down.
Yeah, at least in theory. Right?
Well, yeah, that's
right. I mean, when
that's what it says on the script.
And it came back up. It's been a subject. I'm 52, so. It's been actually a topic of conversations for decades, but it's recently come back up with the new presidential campaign. And when people talk about reparations for slavery and maybe reparations for indigenous people, that's actually a legitimate thing. I think as a country, I'm a patriot, but I'm not that type of patriot. I believe in questioning what my government does, and I believe in the Bill of Rights. And you know, I'm a former police officer who is an avid watcher of so-called, you know, police videos because I'm able to look at it and critique them and say, you know what, if this might seem a little harsh, but the cop is actually right. And then there's some. I watched one last night that happened in Sioux Falls, Iowa, and the guy was literally just cussing the cops out, which is a completely legal, constitutionally protected activity. He didn't threaten anybody. He was just like, yeah, fuck you guys are pussies, fuck you. He's standing on a public sidewalk. He's not impeding traffic. There was no reason to mess with him. They tackled him, they beat him, and they arrested him, all on camera. And that's just not cool, and I'm not with that. And
it's not cool at all.
So my thing is, I think as America, what our goal should be as Americans is to, we're obviously not going to give the country back to indigenous people.
No.
We're not obviously not going to give billions of dollars to African Americans or black people, whatever we want to call them. I can say that because I'm black.
Right, okay. Damn it. You always win it.
But
You always win.
we do have to strive to make up for that. We have to strive to be good. So your involvement in this and the fact that you saw firsthand and laughed in the face of this complete nonsense.
Well, and that's kind of what I found most exciting. I mean, first of all, congratulations, 5 million views in the last couple of days. I can't even imagine how busy your schedule is. It's busy now.
It's weird hearing congratulations for
Well, but it wasn't nothing, or else it wouldn't be around. So
Right, because if you think about it, so it happened because
your humility is frustrating. Own this.
it happened because you were there and you cared about something and you were there to support something that you were advocating. And then when you're faced with hate and vitriol, you laugh at it in the face, and it's just
Well, I think he's onto something. I hope you continue to do this, and you're advocating for what I can only observe right now is the right side of the argument. Treating people like humans.
exactly.
If they're hungry, give them some food. If they're cold, or give them some clothes, and if they're hot, give them water. This should be apolitical. This shouldn't be a partisan issue. This should just be a humanitarian issue.
Well, that's the issue, right? Is it's like, we're not talking about, what the tax rate should be, or what the best way to pay for new highways is, or what level of government should have, authority on the school system. We're talking about very basic morality.
right. We're talking about basic human rights, and one of the things, because I was on the show last week, so she explained parts of the initiative, and the truth is, it can help anybody, honestly, because it is anti-pretext stop. So, and it doesn't say that you can come into the country illegally and just go be scot-free. It just says you still have the rights that are guaranteed to everybody else in the country. And I've always been an advocate of, if someone from a country outside, I hate saying foreign country, but someone who isn't from the United States comes in here and commits a crime, then we should Mirandize them. They should have a right to a lawyer. It doesn't matter if they're a United States citizen. They should get the same due process as everybody else, because that's what we do as Americans.
That's right. That was kind of the ideals that this whole place was built on. Let's dive into your reaction, which is my favorite. I mean, green's an okay color. It's not,
It's only your name.
It's my favorite.
Right. And that's a double-edged sword too.
Red's my favorite color.
Paisley.
I'm a polka dot guy. myself, right?
Yeah. Okay, so a lot of times these people who come in and are touting isolationism and kind of a xenophobic kind of veneer to them, when you actually start talking to them numbers or why they actually feel this way, well, why? Why do you feel this? They often play the victims. Have you ever encountered that?
Yeah, of course. 'Cause I mean, that's the narrative that they're looking for.
Sure.
And you got to be careful not to play into that, I think. And what I did wasn't like intentional. It wasn't an intentional form of protest or anything like that. Although it kind of seems like people want it to be now. Like a lot of people would want that to be my motivation, and people kind of want to turn it into that. That second part, I think, is really cool.
Right.
But be safe about it. I guess one thing I really want to stress to people though is it's one thing to do that in a room full of armed security guards and police officers where everyone goes through metal detectors beforehand. It's a whole other thing, if you're involved in one of these kind of violent street altercations on a large scale that we're seeing in this country right now with these types of ideologies.
Like outside the rallies and a couple of other movements.
I mean, let's look at the big ones, the ones that aren't necessarily directly attached to elected officials, like things we're seeing in Portland right now. Charlottesville, of course, being the most horrible and biggest example that. Just be safe about it. I guess is the thing I want people to do. I don't know what the right way to confront these types of ideologies is. They obviously need to be confronted.
Right. Well, I think what you're doing, though, is important because it gives a lot of people who might otherwise be feeling aggression and might kind of, add heat to an already close to boiling pot, if you will. if you can diffuse it with laughter, if you can just be like, wow, these guys, how can anybody take them serious? And it's not like you're sitting there laughing in their face, like, funny. You're just kind of like, well, in the video and in the meme that will live around for the rest of your years, it's like you're kind of just like you're like, what about these guys? Huh? Yeah, you guys see this? This is hilarious. You're not really. It's like a wayward child in a Buffalo Wild Wings or something like that. You're just like kind of like,
I
what
just saw it
is
as
this?
a, yeah, right. I saw it as a, are you serious?
Yeah.
moment?
And that's kind of exactly what it was.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just absurd.
I didn't see it as antagonistic at all, and I hope more people follow your lead because, you know, I think a lot of their ammo, no pun intended, but I guess it kind of was, kind of their ammo,
After the fact.
right? It's fear,
Absolutely.
and if you can laugh at fear, well, then it really takes away a lot of their steam right from the get-go. You know, it might just demotivate them, and they might just go home.
Marianne Williamson, ladies and gentlemen.
No, but I mean, there's something valid. There's something valid to like, kind of the psychological side of it, and so I mean, one point I want to make is like this just happened again in another city council meeting. I forget which city now. I'm sorry. I want to say it was maybe Modesto, but there was someone applying for a straight pride parade permit, and during the rationale and the questions he was answering for the council as applying for it, he said that he and his group were just peaceful racists. And he got laughed at by the whole room, including the elected officials that were there from what I saw in that video. I don't think that I necessarily had anything to do with that. Like a lot of like news articles kind of like tried to, I feel like, brought that up or like tried to connect the two. I think it was just another hilarious moment that people naturally reacted to. Because I mean, who goes into a governmental building and says, "Hey, please allow us to have this rally here because we're just peaceful racists."
We just want to spread our hate peacefully, calmly.
We just peacefully want to ethnically cleanse.
Yeah, I'm an asshole, but I'm not a violent asshole.
Well, that's Richard Spencer. I think it might have been him. I think it was him or one of the other kind of like newer white supremacist leaders. Like had written some paper at one point, and that was actually like a term that was used in there. It was talking about like a peaceful peaceful ethnic relocation or something like that for African Americans.
Yeah, I've heard them, especially Richard Spencer, talk about, you know, his idea would be just to separate the races again, and you live in your area, and we'll live in our area, and you know, we obviously won't have kids together, and it's just like, are you nuts?
Taking away all the beauty of you know, just nature when you do stuff like that. Like, let's not have all these different looking flowers. I would just want daisies and roses. I don't want anything else.
That's the question I always come back to. Like straight up, like, I mean, let's be honest.
I don't think it has to be harm per se, physical or mental abuse. I think, well, you know, and maybe you, Adrian, can attest to this a little bit. You have more experience on the planet in general.
You just fucking called me old. But that's all right.
It seems to be almost like, you know, you code something so much into a program, the program starts responding a certain way. I know, don't get into it right now with the whole simulation thing. But the brain is a computer system, and if you have so much vitriol always put in, isn't that what you're going to spit out? So I don't know if it's harm per se.
What it is
bad input.
I will say it is harm because it's indoctrination.
Okay.
And I think Alex is right. I think a lot of these people are hurt.
Okay.
And maybe they're hurt for the wrong reasons, but you know, we can't espouse to be for human rights and wanting humans to feel good and not at least have some empathy for the fact that they're a little off kilter, but they're probably a little off kilter because somebody hurt them.
Well, it's like that whole thing. It's the path to radicalization, right? So like a thing to keep in mind is that like these ideologies are hateful from all sides, and that not just in the external of who they're saying that they're hating and attempting to harm, but they're harming the people they recruit. because we're kind of at a point in society, we're seeing this especially with the alt-right, kind of the way it's bringing young, specifically young, kind of cis, straight, white men, but just young people in general into its different veins and these different age groups. It preys, and the leaders of these groups prey on disenfranchised people. And more often in this case, disenfranchised white people, poor white people, white people who are kind of looking around and their lives have a lot of struggles in them, and they are hurting. They're hurting systemically, and it's part of the society. These groups are targeting them and saying, well, it's not the system's fault. It's immigrants. It's brown people. It's black people.
Well, misplacing the blame.
It's women.
It's funny. One of the things Bernie Sanders was on Joe Rogan last week, and one of the things he was saying was that eventually, and Joe asked him about climate change. He's like, "Well, we've got to get off fossil fuels." He said, "But this is important to understand. I'm not saying." He said, I am absolutely saying that the companies that make fossil fuels need to stop, but I'm not talking about doing that tomorrow. I'm not talking about putting the coal miner that is just trying to put food on his table out of work. He said the guy on that oil rig is just trying to make ends meet. So, yeah, eventually that job's going to be gone, but that doesn't mean we don't have compassion for those people, and we're not talking about anybody who's a democratic socialist like I am. We're not talking about ripping people away from their jobs because they live in West Virginia and have a southern accent. We're talking about changing things